Hello and welcome to the second half of the double header for today. We're still coming to you live from Dubai International Cricket Stadium for match number 9, and that is the Tornadoes versus Barmy Army. And now let's take a quick look at how those league standings are looking like. Still have the Falcons on top with 9 points. The Tornadoes coming second with 7 points. We've got Team Spirit with 7 points as well. Moving over to the Barmy Army as well as the Sapphires sharing 4 points. And last on that list is the Warriors, only having 1 point. Hello and welcome to you and yours. Thank you for joining us for this next game. I'm Lisa Khopoe and I am joined in studio with Isabel Duncan, who I call Izzy. Izzy, good to have you join me again.
Hello.
And how are you?
Very well, and enjoying myself tremendously.
Are you? That's good. Let's talk about the next game. It is the Tornadoes versus the Barmy Army. Let's talk about the Tornadoes. They've been consistently winning the games that they have played. What do they seem to be doing right?
Well, I think they're a team of all-rounders. We've got Sophie Devine, of course, at the top there. She's destructive with the bat. Star Callis is certainly doing well, scoring runs. Stefanie Taylor certainly firing too. On the bowling department, we have Winnie Durasingham. She's had a lot of exposure. She's picked up 5 wickets in the tournament, bowling her medium pace. Takes the pace off the ball. She's deceiving. And I think Diana Baig is one to watch as well from Pakistan with the new ball.
Alrighty, we'll come back to chatting to you a little bit more. Let's go to the coin toss with Mel Farrell.
Well, time now for the coin toss for the match between Barmy Army and Tornadoes. I have the 2 captains down here, Heather Knight and Stefanie Taylor. Tossing the coin for tonight's match is Jennifer Westcott, the patron of Fairbreak, and the man overseeing all the proceedings, match referee Steve Bernard, who's going to hand the coin now to Jennifer. Oh, she's already got it. Ready. Yeah, she's ready. She's ready and raring. Off you go.
Hold on. Coin.
Tails. She's in there. Tails is the call.
And it is a tail. You've won a Heather.
Tails. You've won a toss. Well done, Heather. What are you going to do?
We're going to have a bowl, do something a bit different. We've obviously batted first in the last 2 games and fancy a little bit of a chase under lights.
1-1, lost 1. Really important for you to get up here tonight.
Yeah, I thought we had some really good things from the other night, but a lot of areas to improve as well. So hopefully we can put that in action tonight, and if we do get a win, it'll put us nicely in the table.
Got a couple of changes?
Yeah, we made 3 changes.
I love the fact that captains hate me when I'm asking that because they're struggling to remember who's in and who's out in a new team. But you've done brilliantly. We'll look forward to seeing how you go tonight.
Thanks, Mel.
I'll bring Stefanie. She's just checking on the result. Yes, you have lost the toss. What would you have done?
Well, we were actually thinking about having a bat, so yeah, we probably could have discussed that before the toss.
Worked it all out. What are you expecting tonight? Under lights, pitch has now been used a couple of times.
Well, we spoke about in the team meeting that, you know, the pitch look as though it's getting lower and lower, so it's probably a good chance of batting first on it.
It's been a great tournament for you so far. Played a couple of games, 2 wins, chance to go 3 from 3 tonight. That'd be really nice to get to the end of the tournament like that.
Yeah, it would be nice. You know, we in our meeting we did say, like, you know, we want to, you know, continue playing the way we're playing. I find the support has been really good from the girls. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all about learning, and you know, at each game you want to make sure that you learn something, so it's not all about winning. Sometimes you're going to lose some, sometimes you're going to win some, so you know, take it as it comes.
Well, we'll see how you go tonight. Good luck.
Thanks much.
Okay, so the Barmy Army have won the toss and they're going to have a bowl first.
Let's have a quick look at how the Tornado starting 11 is looking like. As mentioned, Stair is quite an intricate cog in the wheel that's holding the batting together for the Tornadoes. We also have Sophie Devine at the top, Stefanie Taylor as the captain is coming in at number 3. We also have Diana Baig, who's coming in with the bowling, and we also see Saxena coming in, and of course Zapida. Let's go straight to checking out how the starting 11 for Barmy Army is looking like. If you can kindly take us through that starting 11, Izzy.
Well, we've got the big guns up top, haven't we, in Deandra Doughton and Wolfhart, aesthetically pleasing. Heather Knight, the captain, a great leader. And Kavisha Kumari will have another go, we hope, with the bat tonight. Lower down, a little bit more inexperienced, but certainly plenty of bowling there with Tara Norris. I look forward to seeing her possibly with the new ball later on. So, here they are again. And plenty of batting and bowling and strength in that team in the Barmy Army.
Now let's head over to seeing a short clip. The spin sensation from Nepal. She's all about the celebration. So let's find out what one of her celebrations for the Tornadoes is all about.
This is from a movie, South Indian movie Pushpa, where the main leading actor, hero, he does like "Jhukega nahi." It means like I'll never like bow down, yeah, in any situation, and I will stay high, yeah. And Nepal, it's we are known as Bir Gorkhali, you know, for bravery. Nepalese people are known as a Bir Gorkhali. It's like for bravery. We are known as a bravery. I mean brave people. Nepali are brave people. So that action also, I mean, related to us. So I did, like, I will not bow down. I will stay high.
The Nepal sensation. She will not go down, and she's all about bravery. Let's have a quick chat about just the Tornadoes and what you look forward to seeing today, because, I mean, they're a really, really strong side.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Star Callis for sure. She's got dancing feet. She's got 2 scores under her belt already. She was player of the match in their first game. Scored 58 in the second. She's a Dutch sensation. She's young, and she's got the right attitude, and she's oozing confidence right now.
And Barmy Army, they won the toss and they have elected to field first. Do you think it's a good choice for them to go in and field?
I'm surprised with the results that we've had so far. We've had 5 times now that scores have been defended, and it was moving in that direction. The previous game, they won the toss and they elected to bat first. So it was a bit of a surprise, but they know what they're doing.
And so which team are you rooting for? I'm going to put you on the spot, Izzy. You have to give me your predictions. Which team are you going for? Barmy Army? Or will it be Team Tornadoes?
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to be boring and go for my own country, England, the Barmy Army, with Heather Knight, the captain of England, who's leading. She's a great leader. And, of course, I'm going to go for them, aren't I?
Okay, well, let's see whether they'll be able to continue with the win. But anything else you expect to be seeing? Any surprise performances from any other players?
Well, I would say that I'm interested in Tara Norris. I think she's been blossoming and growing in confidence throughout this tournament. She's been picking up wickets. She's bowling seam. She's bowling left-arm swingers. She looks exciting, and it's just the sort of tournament where a player like that will rise to the top.
Yeah, and we definitely want to see such players be able to rise to the top. And but thank you so much for all this quick chat. It's always good chatting to you. And now it's time for us to head over to a quick ad break. But when we do come back, we're going to go straight into some cricket action, because right here at STG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament, we love our cricket. See you in a bit.
Welcome to the Dubai International Cricket Stadium for Game 9 of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational. The Tornadoes versus the Barmy Army. That's Stefani Taylor, skipper of the Tornadoes, and Heather Knight, quite aptly captain of the Barmy Army. And there is the skipper. She's in pretty good form herself. Yeah, on the toss and invited the opposition to bat, which has been a common theme. And it's like Sophie Devine joining us after missing the last game. And here with me in commentary is Georgie Heath. What do you got for us, George?
Hello to you all. Yes, from Dubai we are coming to you. Yeah, join us entering into the middle there. We have Esther Callis, who's been scintillating form so far in this tournament. We saw her with her trademark always step onto the pitch with her right foot over that Toblerone. And then she will be opening up the batting alongside the indomitable Sophie Devine. We saw some proper Sophie Devine hitting the other day, including a one-handed six. So yes, the 32-year-old, she's been around a while, but she is showing no sign of turning rusty under the lights here in Dubai. It looks like Tara Norris will be taking the new ball. The USA star plays her cricket down at the Southern Vipers in the Women's Domestic League in England, and also in the 100 plays at the Southern Brave.
Where's the dance club?
Wherever it is, I want in.
Sophie just sorting out. It's actually kind of nice to have someone behind the sight string getting in the way. It's a welcome distraction. Yeah, you mate. Campbell there in the background, kept brilliantly the other night. It's got to be the world's best keeper. Okay, got that sorted. Tara Norris has got a brand new white satch. And just gets the first one a fraction short, a fraction wide. Georgie Heath was just saying Sophie Devine's been hot. She's very hot.
Yeah, you can't bowl like that for someone of Sophie Devine's class. It's just clubbed away into the leg side. A bit of a loosener there with the first ball. And the Tornadoes, who are unbeaten so far in the tournament, up and running.
Yeah, the fine leg's up inside the circle in the power play. Oh, and probably a bit lucky there. Look, Campbell, wow, is she lightning behind there. And there's a bit of deflect. The ball starts leg stump and swings a little. And Sophie Devine, I think, gets just a bit of pad on it. And look at these twinkling feet, big stride. That's just lovely keeping technique, and then clean hands. He's a gem. That's the line.
Yeah, it's a good recovery from Norris after that first ball loosener, but she can juggle, as we know. We've seen some juggling from Tara Norris during training, so she's juggling out there at the moment. Really good recovery after the first ball. I've seen that Sophie Devine has a tennis racket tattooed on her arm, and I've just got to remember, I'm going to ask her about it later and see what the root of that one is. Maybe just because she likes to hit the ball a long way.
Okay, Tara Norris has got the radar going. It's always tough with swing bowlers. You run in for the first ball of a match or a spell and you're not exactly sure how far it's going to swing. So they started way outside off stump and then it ends up a half volley and gets driven. Aim at middle and hope it stays a little straight. The first few balls are always an experiment. Bowling drive, they take on a quick single, well fielded. This will be close, this could be brilliance. This could be a big wicket. Sophie Devine, she's on her way, but we'll have a look at the replay. And off you go. Brilliant fielding.
Yeah, she looked like she was already walking. I think she knew she was short of her ground. She's continued in that stride, and it's just, yeah, Soph Devine on her way. What a start for the Barmy Army. Fantastic piece of fielding there by Kavishka. Soph Devine goes for 4. The Tornadoes are 4 for 1.
Sune Loose was probably not expecting to be out in the middle that quickly. South African captain also had a sparkling World Cup. Good swing from Norris. A poor start and a good finish, 4 for 1. It's Kavisha Kamari up here. Runs in hard, throws. Look at that, picks up great technique, does everything by the textbook. Sophie Devine grimaces.
Yeah, she did exactly what you would expect. Look at that jubilation, but she got her feet set.
Warm up. Run up for Fatima Sana. When I played, you did that all the time. You buck, you run up, and you had a warm up. You ran in. They don't. Umpires sometimes don't let you do it this way. You think, why not?
Well, they're warmed up. They're dancing. We saw them practicing that celebration beforehand, so they're expecting some Barmy Army wickets early, and they've got them.
Oh, that one keeps a little low, takes the inside edge, and that would have been out. Sune Loose, you should know better, an international skipper. Actually, the seam got up on the ball and it swung in after it bounced. Then Sune Loose takes her eye off the play, and that would have been an embarrassment.
Yeah, she did well to choose the right end as well there. She took her time and knew where the danger was.
Esther Callis. Good first outing for her. And pretty good nick. Dutch international. 58 off 57. It's the Warriors. Game 5. Please don't let this be out.
It is all going on out there. We're not even 2 overs in, and there's run-outs, there's almost run-outs.
Third umpire will have a couple of looks at that. We're just going to determine when the bail comes out of the groove. I'm sorry, but that's out. We'll wait for the officials to make a call, but let's have a look at those red bails. Look to be disturbed there, and the bat's not in its ground. On the line is out. Must have some of the bat grounded inside that line. Zoom one up. Wow. is going poorly for the Tornadoes. 2 run-outs in the first 2 overs.
Absolute nightmare start here for the Tornadoes. They've seen their informed batter, sCricket, dismissed, run out. She scored a half century in the last game, but she couldn't get on the scoreboard today. She's gone for naught, run out by Heather Knight. Tornadoes 5 for 2.
A few deep breaths for the skipper.
Is that wicket again of the informed sCricket? She was sent back, and perhaps if she'd gone for the dive there, but it was a fantastic bit of fielding, and it was going to take something like that to dismiss an informed batter, and she's not amused. The Barmy are amused, they'll be dancing. Heather Knight's Barmy Army.
And quickly, the thought of a quick single is just dangerous. Run-outs, when Australia would say they're either earthquakes or bushfires, in a cricket sense.
Here it is again. Sunelu sending her back early, but just not the time. Campbell's there behind the sticks ready. There's Callis with that trademark zinc under her eyes.
Well, the second over's gone. The Tornadoes are in a world of hurt. 5 for 2. I've just got Mazari, our statistician, trying to find out when the last time the openers were run out, both by people whose names start with K. He will get that for us shortly.
Does that have to be on a Sunday as well?
But we don't want to make it too hard for him.
So Tara Norris continuing here. Yeah, the Barmy Army really got off to a firing start here. They've got the Tornadoes, who haven't lost yet in this tournament, in a right twist, haven't they, Jeff?
Well, they haven't. It's a sign that if you don't keep your focus quite high in this tournament, you will get run down. Just the start, of course, and the Tornadoes have 2 experienced internationals out there at the moment. It's 2 games to the Tornadoes, 7 points, so they'd be happy with that. Just down on 1 bonus point there. On the money. Now, apart from the first delivery, which was hit for 4 by Sophie Devine, Norris has made some terrific adjustments. To outside the circle, that's your maximum in the power play. The first 6 overs, there's a deep third and a square leg, just the right of pitcher, and there's the deep third down towards the scoreboard there. Fairly standard opening field for a left-hand bowler to a right-hand batter. Norris crosses the ball left to right, almost as if practicing an off-piece. Well bowled, curled down the line nicely. Not a lot of swing on offer so far, but just enough to keep the batters interested. There's one off the 6 balls she's faced. Taylor yet to get off the mark. The heart rates are probably still up after the 2 run-outs.
Yeah, and that's the heart rates of both teams. Barmy Army with excitement and from all that dancing, and the Tornadoes, yeah, bit of trouble here, but they've got 2 consummate professionals out in the middle, so wouldn't be too worried just yet if you're a Tornadoes fan.
The ball, good finish to the Norris over, 5 for 2 or 3. There are the signs for this evening's clash. This is the second match of the doubleheader. Match number 9 on day 4 of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational. There's the sides, fairly strong, fairly evenly matched. Sana continues, and not another run out. Does that fielder's name start with K? Oh, it's Roberta Avery.
Good bit of work there by Campbell behind the sticks as well. Roberta with that smiley face on the back of her arm.
Have I mentioned Jermaine Campbell's keeping? Just another.
No, sorry. Maybe just try that one again. Yeah.
This is just saving runs. This.
She's so
starts
athletic.
off the seam. Just misses leg stump. Takes it, gets there, and she would have lost sight of that behind the batter. So she wouldn't have seen that seam movement. Just a genius. Seems all too hard for the Tornadoes at the moment. They just can't get away.
We've seen 19 dots already this innings. So not the blistering start they would have been hoping for.
Knight in the covers.
Begins with a K. Could have been in the game.
Certainly in the game. This is. I think this is saved a 4. Nice drive from Taylor. You just cannot take liberties running between the wickets. Look at this on the roll. She's rolling left, throws right. That is as hard as you can imagine. Loose plays towards Knight. This time they do pick up a single.
Yeah, that was a great bit of teamwork there by England's captain, Barmy Army captain, alongside the Brazilian captain, Roberta Avery there. She was backing up. Knight couldn't quite get to that one, but she was there. And they built that as a team, obviously, you know. She's there and she's backed up her teammate. They've been learning from each other a bit this week as well. Been having a lot of chats, those two. It's great work by Roberta. Lost her glasses along the way, but she won't be too upset.
Taylor flays down the ground. More power and timing. The shackles are loosened if not broken. 11 for 2.
Yeah, that's just played so well there by Stefani Taylor. She knows what she's doing. She's consummate professional. She's been around the block. She's been around a while, and yeah, smack straight back down the ground. Don't even need to think about running on that one.
You can watch the SDG Fairbreak International all over this planet. All broadcasters, all the continents covered. Not sure if we're going to Antarctica, actually. Wouldn't surprise me. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the coverage. Seeing some fabulous cricket from women all over that very same planet. That's South African and the West Indian at the other end, facing the USA. Oh, Stefani. Now, remember I set a task for her as a real stats man. Well, I can tell you in 2018, the Netherlands fielder Mariska Cornet with a K ran out UA openers Isha Oza and Chaya Mughal, who are both playing in this tournament. The game was in Holland, so is there nothing Maz can bring us? Go the Ks. Again, don't be tardy. A single.
Yeah, Norris going along well here. Bear in mind she went for 4 off the first ball of the innings. She's now bowled into her 3rd over here and only gone for 5 runs so far. Obviously the 2 wickets to go have just been run outs, but she's building that pressure, the USA bowler.
Taylor takes us off the stumps. Like Selena Solomon down there. Picks up, throws, and almost again. The feeling is such a high standard. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Selena Solomon.
Yeah, the Barmy Army are absolutely on fire in the field today. There's the Vanuatu Selena Solomon. Picked up quickly after being on the floor there. And yeah, Campbell, gloves to the side, ready for that one. But Stefani Taylor was easily home.
See a slider bat though. Fraction of swing. Difficult to take liberties with that sort of delivery. As Georgie was just saying, 4 off the first ball from Tara Norris. Well, 16 balls, 13 dots. Nicola Carey looks on, unusually smiling. Yes, with the cameras on. Taylor flays, and on the half volley tonight perhaps brings a hand because that was hit hard. Saves all the runs though. 5 gone, 15 for 2.
First change of bowler, Deandra Dotton coming into the attack after 5 very tidy overs between Norris and Sana. Last of the power play here. The Tornadoes right up against it. They're conceding, adding 10 runs from 21 balls. And might be a wide. Nope. It's away with it. The world boss, as she has on her shirt. Adam Collins picking up commentary. Izzy Duncan with me. Good evening, Izzy.
Good evening to you. Enjoyed those run-outs. Lightning fielding out there from Kavisha, and also from Knight. Direct hits onto those stumps. Just to run out the openers. They're back in the hutch now.
We'll look for 2. But slow on the first run there, Taylor. Have to settle for 1. In the previous win against the Warriors, Devine, Stair Callis. We can hear the 2 run-outs. The first is Devine. Bang! Great piece of fielding, Kavisha. Good response in the second. Funnily enough, another run-out. The Captain Knight. Direct hit. Da, 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 da. Well, Boss bowls and cracked into the backward point region. That'll mean nothing to you, Izzy. I'm sure you don't follow the darts. I think that's what the celebration's in reference to.
That's darts, is it?
The darts. That's the darts dance. And
you obviously spend a lot of time in pubs, because in England, if you play darts,
you're
in a pub.
I live but a mile from Alexandra Palace,
and drinking a pint,
where the World Championships for the darts are each year. So it's in my neck of the woods in London. Change up. So in the previous win against Warriors, Devine and Callis made 106 runs between them. Here's that celebration again. I'm certain that's Chase the Sun. It's a song that I see Roberta Moretti right amongst it. 102 gone today because Devine made 4. Callis didn't score. So out of that 152 last time, that's a big deficit. Ooh, close, just sliding.
I'm a little bit surprised by the toss. Just wanted to ask you that question. The Barmy Army won the toss and elected to bowl. That surprised me, with a number of wins now defending innings. We've had 5 wins, in fact, out of 8.
We had 5 teams win the toss and field, then 2 win the toss and bat. But disproportionately skewed to the team batting first in terms of the results. We saw runs defended again in the first match of this doubleheader. Last ball of the power play. Nice contact from Taylor out through mid-wicket. Bit of work to do, and through the legs of Norris. So they end the power play with a boundary, but they only struck 3 of them throughout the course of the first 6 overs. Tornadoes 21 for 2. They're pulling hard here, Taylor. Long-term teammate Dotton with ball in hand, and Norris did have some work to do to her left, but got there in time and tried to pop the long barrier down. She went too far. She made the contest, and the momentum carried her forward and didn't run into the thigh as planned. That's the second lowest power play of the tournament, 21 for 2. The lowest was 18 in the first game we saw today. Ramana Ahmed, Bangladeshi leg spinner, into the attack. First spin we've seen of the evening.
Yeah, she's got more than 100 international wickets. 100 international caps to go with it. Bowls leggies.
Yeah, sort of at the front of the hand leg spin. Bit of a throwback. You don't see her go over the wrist so much, but still gets the ball to move away from the right-hander. Bowling in the cap. Another throwback there.
Took 5 wickets in the World Cup in 7 games, Ramana Ahmed.
Yeah, some decent scalps in there as well, if I recall correctly. Ash Gardner, Mignon de Priya. The pitch there, Taylor, well played. Took 2 for 29 against Pakistan in that win. Bangladesh's first win in a 50-over World Cup. Men's 50-over World Cup. You can see here, all-round spin, the off-break there. There's the leg spinner. That's deep cover, so we'll compare the two, compare the pair. Yeah, the off-break the ball before. Here's the leg spinner, albeit not quite. Oh no, fair enough, that's over the top of the wrist, that's the top spinner. What we get this time? Flat. Misfield, running on Heather Knight's misfield, that's bowled. And they're through, we've already seen 2 run-outs, direct hit already inside the power play.
Well, that's what you need, lots of variation in T20 cricket. If you're a bowler, you've got to have everything up your sleeve, everything in your arsenal. And it looks like Ramana does.
Angled in it off stump. Well played by Senalus. 5 singles so far in the over. Another direct hit. Just showing off now, the Barmy Army. Partnership now of 21 from 32 balls. Time to look to shift some pressure back onto the fielding team. had their consolidation. That's exactly what Taylor does. Straight back over Romana's head. That's the first 6 of the innings. A good way to finish the 7th over. The Tornadoes up to 32 for 2. It was a time for it, wasn't it? 5 singles, just finding the length and line of Romana, and then Taylor deciding to take matters into her own hands.
Using her feet. That's what you need to do against the spinners. Get to the pitch of the ball, get underneath it, and then lofting it down out the ground.
Dotton starts their 2nd over. We're going to go down to the side of the ground where Mel Farrell has the Austrian captain with her.
Sir, I certainly do have the Austrian captain with me, Andrea-May Zapeta. Not only is she the Austrian captain, she's just been named the ICC Associate Player of the Year not so long ago. So some big raps on you, Andrea. Tell us about how on earth you end up being in Austria and playing cricket.
So yeah, thanks for inviting me. I was born in Austria, so I was raised there. My mother's from the Philippines, my father is from Vienna, and I started playing cricket I think 16 years ago. Like we only have one ground in Vienna, and it's luckily in the street my father lives in and opposite from my primary school.
What inspired the love of the game so quickly?
So we had a session in school when I was 7, but I thought my friends won't play, so I picked it up 2 years later when my brother played cricket.
And so can you tell us what's cricket like in Austria? What's it like to play? Where is the state of the women's game at?
So I started playing with boys actually, and women's cricket came up around 2015. So more women were playing, and yeah, it just grew. And we have some clubs now playing women's cricket. We actually have a national team. They're at the moment on duty in France, and yeah, I hope it will flourish.
Well, we certainly do, and you being here as well. But you're a very talented lady because you are also a medical doctor, just keeping an eye on there. You've been running over and screaming for your team while waiting to go on air, but you're actually a medical doctor.
Yes, I am. So I'm doing I studied medicine in Austria, human medicine, and at the moment I am a resident in the Department of Neurology.
So how do you make that work with cricket?
So I work full-time as a medical doctor, and if there is training and I can make it, sure, I will make it to the training. But I have to work 4 times a month, 25-hour shifts. If it clashes with training, I sadly can't attend.
Wow, well, it's an amazing effort. We're so happy to have you here, one of the most talented players that we have in this tournament, representing Austria with a lot of pride. We look forward to seeing what you can do in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mel. Nice chat there with Andrea-May Zapeta. The Austrian captain had the chance to speak to Andrea-May when she arrived in the country last Saturday, Izzy, and yeah, she explained how she had to take annual leave from her work as a doctor day in, day out to be here.
Well, it's a great setup there in Vienna. I play cricket out there. We played in mixed 6s indoors. I had Wolfgang in my team.
We're going to come back to that, I have to. Loose on the pull. Can't beat mid-wicket to get through for a single. To retain the strike. Tornadoes after 8, 35 for 2. You played indoor 6s in Austria with a man called Wolfgang. Continue.
Absolutely. Back to my university days. We had a few teams. It was a wonderful experience. Some great cricket out there.
So Stefani Taylor getting a strike rate above 100. A couple of 4s and a 6 down the ground, taking on the spin of Romana. Looking to bat through the innings, the Tornadoes captain. They'll need it, having lost the engine room of Stair Callis and Sophie Devine inside the first couple of overs, the first 9 balls of the innings after being sent in by Heather Knight, who brings herself into the attack for the 9th over. Heather Knight bowled a couple of overs against the Falcons. They took to it. 20 runs from 2 and that 1 for 8 against the Spirit from 3 overs to start the competition. Coming back to Andrew May, who we were talking with a moment ago, she's made an international century. Of course, they've only been playing international cricket formally as far as T20s are concerned from an ICC sanction perspective since 2019. He's really led the development of cricket in that country over the last couple of years, leading the team. And as Mel pointed out, that recognition as ICC Associate Player of the Year in 2021. Oh, nearly. Bit of glove onto the pad. Had that snuck through, would have been very, very out. Helpful parry there from Knight. Out to Woolvart, denying a run.
Useful partnership this. It's all about rebuilding now after that damage in the power play, losing 2 quick wickets. The openers both run out, direct hits.
Oh, the sweep gets through. Shouldn't have got through. Solomon tidies up. End of 9 overs, 39 for 2 the score. Solomon was able to just get enough on it there to prevent a second run being taken. Their first game in the competition. 12 balls since the last boundary. I'm sure Taylor will try and take the initiative again soon. They'll need to, going at just 4.33 runs and over. 1 over left until the halfway mark, which is relevant in this competition. The team ahead after 10 overs gets 1 point, and the winning team overall gets the other 3. And with 4 teams making the semi-finals and 2 missing out, that could well be a factor. Ikra Saha gets her opportunity here with the ball for the Barmy Army. Look for the in-swinging Yorker. Oh, first ball over the top, out towards the back foot point rope. Stefani Taylor making her decision to go after Ikra Saha, bowling for the first time in the comp.
It's all about targeting bowlers here. She's the new bowler, not so experienced at this level. These 2 seasoned batters are going to have a go at her and try and dominate.
A new ball bowler in the Hong Kong team. Her stock delivery should come back towards the right-hander if she can get it right. There it is. Good. Taylor takes on Woolvart. Not far away. Good fielding. Ikra Saha plays for the Jade Jets in the Hong Kong Women's Premier League. Her inspiration came from her late father, who loved the game. Comes from Pakistani extraction. Tuno loose, takes an easy single to deep backward square.
She's also a talented linguist, isn't she?
Yeah, I think this is a big part of the Hong Kong team. I suppose the transient nature of Hong Kong and the way that it's come together. A number of trilingual players, and she's one of them with Urdu, Cantonese and English. So, I mean, very diverse and multicultural team. Capable too. 12 players from Hong Kong appearing in Fairbreak Invitational. All past the edge. So one's come in and one's gone away. Skillful.
Yeah, I mean, it can be daunting. You know who you're bowling at here. Internationals, Luce and Taylor. Taylor is a destructive player. Genuine play and miss at that. No foot movement from Taylor.
Block hole. Not at all daunted by bowling to Stefani Taylor, especially after being hit for a boundary over backward point first ball. Her next 4 deliveries have been spot on, beating the bat. A couple of nice in-swingers. Yorker there.
This is what I love about these associate players. They're really grabbing this opportunity and making the most of it and performing and blossoming in front of our eyes here.
Single to deep point to finish the 10th over, so the Tornadoes reach the 10-over mark. They're 47 for 2. They have their timeout.
Great to be back. Looking at that card, 2 wickets, 2 incredible run-outs that just changed the complete complexion of this match so early in the game. And there's a rebuild going on. Changing commentators, I'm Mark Farmer. I'm here with Mel Farrell, who yet again has run up from being pitch side and just trying to catch her breath. Let's just work the lead side for the 1 run.
It's a long way. I got caught as well because I couldn't walk across the back because I was in line of sight of the batter. So, yeah, big old sprint upstairs. Beautiful stadium here, but it is a long way up.
There's a few different ways you can go up. You got to work out which one. You're finally working out which way you go through this labyrinth. Just touches a bit of glove and no run.
Yeah, what a great contest. These 2 experienced campaigners, Heather Knight, Stefani Taylor, 2 captains of their countries.
That's a great bit of footwork. Reminder, at the 10-over break, when they have a drink, the coaches can go out, have a discussion with the players, reassess. It's a really important moment in the game. And this actually is the 2nd lowest 10-over total. They were 47 for 2. But the lowest being the Spirit, getting 45 after their 10 overs.
Well, they just had the wind knocked out of their sails so early. Run-outs in the first 2 overs. Maybe a little bit demoralising. And great fielding by that woman with the ball now, Heather Knight, to run out Stair Cullis and earlier Kavisha. The wicket of Sophie Devine.
Back off the bat and deep mid-wicket. Yeah, I mean, having Heather Knight in your team is a huge asset, and that's the over. 11 overs gone, it's 50 for 2. We have a look through the scorecard here. 6 bowlers used already as skipper Heather Knight rotates through. So we might have another bowling change again. Romana to the action, having bowled 1 over that went for 11. See her just move her field round. Good signs there, a little bit of turn early. We've seen that with these pitches here, Dubai International Stadium. The more they're used, a little bit more they turn.
Yeah, funny, talking to Heather Knight earlier as well. I said, I bet you're glad you're playing this night game instead of the afternoon. And she said, I think it's a bit sweaty at night. I'd rather be playing earlier.
Well, that keeps low. Taylor done a great job to get some bat on that and not let that go through the gate, hit the stumps.
I don't quite get that because I was out there for the first coin toss and out there for the second one.
Romana Ahmed from Bangladesh. Looks like that one just came out the front of the hand. Going on with the hand.
I certainly know which one I'd rather be out there playing. Quite pleasant down there now.
Leggy and plenty of time as Sonal Lewis gets deep in the crease and makes sure that she's able to hit that down the ground for 1. Don't be fooled by the sort of slow tempo here at the moment. We know they're only going at 4.5, but we've seen numerous occasions in this tournament when you get a strong partnership going that they're able to really build that momentum as the partnership develops. And that's a lovely shot down the ground, and it's all the way, it's 4. Great footwork, great shot down the ground and hands-on hit from Romana.
That was all class from Stefani Taylor. Down the wicket. Straight almost over the bowler's head. A Good attempt to stop it, but it was too much on that ball.
Just getting a signal finally from the umpires. The recognition. Great effort on the boundary by Kavisha. Comes down the wicket. Kavisha getting that first run out, and I mean, it was all action at the start, wasn't it? It was amazing. Hopefully we see some more. It's 58 for 2 after 12. Let's have a look at this run out again. Sophie Devine running hard, but look at that pick up, throw, bails off, and Devine miles out.
She was miles out. Absolute cracker to get 2 run-outs from direct hits in the first 2 overs. Sensational fielding. I'm amazed Kavisha has such a long ponytail. And the fans really having a good time here. Kavisha had such a long ponytail with that run out. I'm amazed that it didn't get in the way of her eyes.
Drifts to leg, swept. And a nice bit of fielding there by Roberta, a fan favourite. Got into the hands cleanly, but a great job. Heather Knight, a huge asset to this team, obviously captain. She bats, she bowls. She's the 3rd most successful captain in T20I history. And it's through, it's 4. Lovely piece of footwork, hit through extra cover, well wide isn't it off, and long off was 4 runs. Great shot. Ikrasaha unable to pull that in.
Oh, it was a good effort. She gave it everything. This time Sune Loose just coming down and meeting the pitch of the ball. Getting past 1.
Ah, could be bang bang, and it is. Drifts down the leg side, a correction. Sune Loose up to the challenge, and that's back-to-back boundaries. Sorry, Heather Knight, that might have been my fault there.
Commentators aren't that powerful, but Sune Loose is when she gets the chance. Just straying down the leg side, helped it along the way. A couple of bounces into the Toblerone.
Drifts down the leg again. It's just going to be the single. I disagree, Mel. I mean, it's happened for decades and decades that commentators are making calls and pumping someone's tyres up, and then all of a sudden it goes against them.
I guarantee you, jinxes don't exist.
Lovely footwork for the last ball, but no run to add to the score, and the Tornadoes 68 for 2 after 13.
I maintain this all the time. People accuse me on Twitter of jinxing someone, and I say there's no jinx in cricket unless you're the occasional Indian men's captain. The Jinky Rahane hit. That's the only jinx that exists in cricket.
We're back and we're looking at the Manhattan, and it was an incredible start. Those 2 wickets, 2 phenomenal run-outs at first 2 overs, and we're seeing some big overs and a little bit momentum here. See Dotton, cracking stroke. Going to get round, great bit of fielding on the boundary. Standing piece of fielding. We see Deandra Dotton into the crease. She went for the 8 off her first 2 overs.
But you're right, we have seen in this tournament sometimes players finding it hard. Just watch replay. Lovely shot. Lots of power, but good work again in the outfield by Norris.
Run out on. Ooh. Going up a long way.
Want to be careful. Yeah, just a few times we've seen players that have got really stuck early. As we just watched this, we've seen 2 direct hits. Didn't miss by much. Might have been home anyway. But teams have been able to rebuild.
Worked off her hip, and it's 4 runs. She's getting that momentum. Is this the over that they're targeting to get that momentum? Sune Lewis, clearly there's a signal of intent here. Dotton drags down the leg side. The world boss gets hit for 4.
It's just good timing and using the pace as well.
The Tornadoes manager absolutely loving it. The big appeal. I think there was batting that. Big appeal. Got a scurry through for the 1. Really good partnership forming here. 70 off 73. Don't be fooled by the slightly slower run rate, because they will pick that up. We have another look here. Oh yeah, big bit of bat on that.
Straight down the ground. What a lovely shot that was. Kavisha might be good on the boundary, but nothing's going to stop that. 4 runs, all class.
It's a wonderful shot. It angled in right into the leg stump, and she's just opened up, giving herself plenty of room there. Done very well to just open her hands and hit that straight. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, just enjoying giving her West Indies teammate a bit of tap. Nice bit of rivalry.
Ball full toss, hit away, 4, huge over, 15 off it. Tornadoes got the momentum. It's 83 for 2 off 14. Full toss, Dotton not finding her length or her line, and West Indies teammate has crushed it away to the boundary, and it's a big over in the context of this total in this game. And we've got the Fairbreak Effect NFT project. It's officially launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Head to fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code to stay up to date with NFT drops and chat with other fans live. Owners of the NFTs are going to gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Someone slides down leg and they scurry through for 1 and keep things ticking over.
And Solman making her first appearance as far as bowling goes in this tournament. Player from Vanuatu. Captain, in fact.
Slides down leg and he's got away with it. I just wonder whether this might prompt a chat from the skipper. Try and talk about plans. Is it the line wrong, or do they need to change the field set and get that fine leg back? Great effort in the field and certainly saved 3 runs there. Nice clean take too. Smart cricket, just dropping it into the leg side. There's no one in the ring there, and it's an easy run, especially with Solman just angling into the pads.
Yeah, talented bowler. She was player of the match in the 2018 Fairbreak match at Wormsley, England. She only arrived on Tuesday. She had some transit visa problems via Australia. What's going on, Australia?
Muscled straight. And we have a look at the projected scores. Current rate will get them to 118. 8 and over 129, and we've seen scores like that defended already here. And if they go 10 and over, they're getting up to that 140 mark, which seems to be around the average score, just over in this tournament. Down the ground, 4 runs, lovely shot, and they're still continuing to just build this innings, and I feel a tornado coming.
Well, they have a celebration. We might see it pulled out, but it was very full. And Sune loose, just let loose.
This worked into the leg side, and we're going to have a change in commentary now to bring through the last 5 overs of action. Is going to be Adam Collins and Georgie Heath. The score 92 for 2 after 15.
Different game now. 87 from 81 this pair put on. See that start. The 2 mini towers with dots on top. Runouts. Divine. Stair Callis. Early chaos. But now, this pair ticking over okay. Badamasana returns to the attack. She bowled 2 overs off the top for 7 runs. And she'll bowl 2 in the death. Georgie Heath with me. Good evening.
Hello to you. Here we are to bring home this innings. Been an innings of 2 sides, really, hasn't it? It all started off with all the action at the beginning, and then all the action on the Barmy Army side, the run-outs, and now these 2 have just steadied the ship.
7 bowlers used. Sophie Devine out early. Run out, direct hit. Up and over goes Stefani Taylor, and to her half century she goes as well. Her 7th 4, reaching the milestone in 39 deliveries, and they needed the captain tonight. Hit 1-6 as well, straight back down the ground, just to transfer a little bit of pressure back onto the bowlers of the Barmy Army. She almost forgot to wave her bat. I'm not sure she knew she'd reach 50. The job's not done though. Still the better part of 5 overs to go through the death, and they need Stefani Taylor to bat the whole way through, Georgie.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of hoping for a tornado celebration there, but we'll give her that one.
And through again, finding the gap at point, back-to-back boundaries. So 9 runs coming from the first 3 deliveries. Badamasana back into the attack, so frugal early on. Ran her fingers down the seam, taking pace off the ball. But Taylor back in the crease, having enough time to size up her gap, picked it straight through point. Nice camera angle there.
Yeah, and that brings up the 100 for the Tornadoes, 101 for 2. It didn't look like they were going to be reaching that kind of score early on, but captain's knock here alongside South Africa's Sune Loose.
And she was hard held early on as well, Taylor. She played her role in that consolidation. Strike rate's up to 137 now, but through the power play, it's just all about stopping the bleeding, really. Looking here, the first 50. Wow, 66 deliveries, and they've probably gone at better than double time there. Time for a third, I'd say. Can Sune Loose go with her? 40 from 45. Can she pick up the tempo with her captain? Nice clip, albeit straight to deep backward square. Norris doing the work on that rope. ...54 runs from the last 30 balls, so they can go at that tempo through to the finishing line. They'll get to just on 150, which is where they were in their previous win. Taylor again, back over the top, a chance at long on. Doesn't quite carry. They should get back for a couple, and they do. That brings up the 100 stand. 16 overs gone, 105 for 2. So Taylor tried to go dead straight, just shanked it a wee bit down towards long on. Kavisha Kumari, who executed a run out early on, direct hit, did well. Committed to it, got to the contest, deflected off her chin. Frustration for Fatima Sana. They put on 100 from 87 balls. Vital partnership. At one stage, second over. 5 for 2.
Yeah, interesting, because Taylor said when she lost the toss earlier and was put into bat that she would have chosen to bat. I mean, early on she would have been worrying about that one, but yeah, alongside Sune Loose, they've really rallied here. 105 for 2, and still with 4 to go, they would be hoping to look towards that 150 if they can. With Taylor in this kind of form, you wouldn't be surprised.
So Stefani Taylor's half century. Seeing here against Romana, going back over her head. That was the 6th over to end the power play. Up over, backward point off the front foot. Again, happy to come down the track. Give herself some space in the crease. Tara Norris back into the attack now. Sune Loose unable to beat mid off. Such a glittering international career, Stefani Taylor. In excess of 8,000 international runs. Knows how to get a side out of a hole, and that class. Gets the chance to raise the bat. Round the corner. Yep, that'll do. Sune Loose. A pick-up shot off the hip. That's her 5th boundary. Her strike rate nudging up towards 100. They're putting the foot down now, the Tornadoes.
Yeah, you see Sune Loose there. Just hooks it over into the boundary ropes. Yeah, should be happy there. Loosey-goosey, as they would say in School of Rock. Thank you, Jack Black, for that one.
I can't even compete with you on that cultural reference. I'm not that old either, really. Same region. It's the slower ball from Norris. Might have been back of the hand. Just dipped a little bit on Sune Loose, so didn't quite get it fine enough. Norris wearing the USA flag on her shirt. Plays her cricket in England. Very much English. Decided to take advantage of the United States passport she's got. Began her international career last year. Pace off, shorter. Squeezes Taylor into that side of the ground by bowl. Looking forward to seeing the trajectory of Norris's career over the next couple of years. Looking at the depth chart of England, left arm quicks. You've got Tash Farrant, a nationally contracted player. Katie George, who was all the rage a couple of years ago before she had a series of back injuries. Leading edge. Doesn't carry. Whether Norris can jump the queue, and if she were to, I'd expect there'd be a case for her to leave the American system and look to play for her native England. But at the moment, getting a great opportunity as the leading quick for the USA. Makes room, goes straight. That's a lavish stroke. Premeditated, knew where it was likely to be. Her second big one. Taylor 65, the Tornadoes 118 for 2 after 17. Made room well before the ball arrived. Nice and still in the crease. Watched it all the way onto the blade. And her second straight 6. One off the leg spin of Romana. And another just waited well enough off Norris, and she's frustrated. Having seen Taylor come, she could have gone a fraction shorter, taken pace off the ball, but ended up in the swinging arc. The partnership's worth 113. The fourth biggest stand of the competition. We saw Carey and Maroof come together in similar circumstances earlier, Georgie, in the first game today.
Yeah, this is a real case of the two captains stepping up today, isn't it? We've got Carey alongside Maroof earlier and Taylor and Luce this afternoon. So obviously the one that was at the top of that table as well was only 24 hours ago. So it's been a big 24 hours for building partnerships.
Captain's back. Those can't beat short fine. Probably should have done better there. Got a good look. The night. It's bowled in all 3 games. Probably underbowls herself for England these days. Took a fifer on her captaincy debut against Pakistan at Leicester back in 2016. 50 and a fifer to start her career as captain. Perfect day.
Yeah, she's got that sort of golden arm. She quite often comes on and just takes those wickets. You don't have her down as you wouldn't call her an all-rounder, but she is that batter that is a very nifty little bowler. Sort of bamboozles batters. They don't expect it to be her that's going to get them out, and she just comes along and just does that little something.
I think if she bowled more, we'd consider her an all-rounder, but it's the fact that she seldom does it for England these days. Again, dancing is Taylor, down to long on, and it goes for 6. Didn't quite middle it, much as it was a couple of overs ago, but that muscle getting down the track, over the top of long on, moves up to 71. The third 6, strike rate now up to 153. Talked about 150 when we came on commentary, Georgie. That's well within their grasp from here.
Yeah, I mean, if she keeps striking it like this, then definitely. She sort of danced down the wicket there, didn't she? Always balanced, and it's so important when you're striking like that.
Across the line, that should go as well, and it does. Sune Luce joins Stefani Taylor with a half century, her first 6. Hitting with the spin, bisecting the 2 fielders in that part of the ground. Her strike rate goes beyond 100 as well. That's their 4th 6 collectively. Maybe 160 might be on the agenda. What a comeback this has been. This partnership with 127. Beating cover, misfield, should be 4 more, is 4 more. What an over for the Tornadoes. Couple of 6s and a 4, they take 18 from it. 68 from the last 5 overs, 2 to go. Tornadoes 136 for 2. Should have done better there at extra cover. To think where they were. The 2nd worst power play in the comp. Now flying. .21 at the end of the power play. 47 after 10. Batted 91 since then. 89 since then in 8 overs. Padima to bowl her final over.
Yeah, that's picked up by Laura Woolvart, who will be integral to this Barmy Army chase. You know, we've spoken so often about how strong their batting lineup looks, but we haven't seen it fire in the way we might have expected. So perhaps tonight is the night for someone like Woolvart to really come to the party, like we saw in that World Cup this year.
Yeah, they're very strong up top, that's for sure. Making room. Doesn't find the gap this time. Well, a series of boundaries struck in the previous over. Over long on for Taylor. Deep backward square, the big one from Sune Loose. Out through extra cover. Misfield, but struck well enough to easily reach the rope. She's through. They'll go upstairs. Taylor looked like she was through. Solomon did well. Take another look. Ooh, had it been a direct hit? Oh, hang on. She grounded the bat? Just. She's just grounded the bat. That's my first impression, Georgie.
Yeah, it's interesting. You would think in a game that's seen so many run-outs, you would just dive. So, yeah, confirming it there, not out.
Well, she didn't sort of slide the bat conventionally, did she? She sort of tapped it in. 9 balls to go. Now the highest partnership in the competition, 134. We've had 2 of 133. Together for 102 balls, the bulk of the innings. Over the top again goes Sune Loose, and with mid-off inside the circle, that's enough for another 4. She's really put the foot down, Sune Loose. Strike rate up to 115. Shifting gears at the perfect time through the death overs. Still mid-off inside the circle. Short. Yeah, good bowling. Well, Heather Knight did say she wanted the chase at the toss. I wouldn't. Don't mind a chase under lights. She certainly got one now.
Yeah, but I think if you'd asked her that after those first 2 very early wickets, perhaps you would be expecting a different kind of chase rather than pushing up towards 150-ish as it's looking at the moment.
Yeah, Knight's Carter to come in at number 4. Skipper. Fair to say Stefani Taylor is telegraphing her punches at the moment. She shuffled back and Fatima Sana was about 4 metres away from her load up. End of the over, 1 to come in this innings. It's 1-4-5 for 2. Sune Loose reaching her half century a couple of overs ago. She's hit 23 runs from her most recent 10 balls in the middle. So a slowish start, had to consolidate with Taylor. And back over the bowler's head a couple of times, and happy to take Knight on, hitting with the spin over deep mid-wicket. Good cricketer. So last over of the innings to be sent down by Deandra Dotton. Just 1 out on the offside at long off. That's quick and a great take from Campbell. Diving away. You can hear through the effects mic. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just exactly what I was thinking. She's been so good behind the sticks. We were talking about this earlier. She's just so athletic. She can reach things you just wouldn't expect. She's springing around.
Can I give you a stat? She's the only international cricketer ever to take 20 wickets and to have 20 stumpings. And by that I mean she's got more than 20 with the ball. Also completed 20 stumpings. That's a hypercourse beauty, that. Block hole. Hypercourse being the great women's statistician. And no one in the history of international cricket has done that double. She's also got an international ton batting at number 7. The only time that's happened in women's cricket.
If she could leave some talent for the rest of us, it'd be much appreciated.
It kind of sums up what an all-round talent she's been for such a long time for the West Indies. See her with bat in hand, number 5 in the reply. Excellent start to the Dotton over. Dotton 2 singles.
Yeah, she's so good in these dying overs, isn't she? We saw it in the World Cup earlier on this year, Dottin, in that win over the New Zealand in the first game. She brought herself onto bowl, was determined and completely changed the game.
Can she get it over point? She'll make room. Goes the other way. Full toss. No boundary balls, and Suno loose back on strike. That means that at best Taylor gets one more opportunity. They keep the same field. Deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, long off. Dottin trying to squeeze the two right-handers to force it into the onside for singles. Can they open up the offside? Can they force it through point? Excellent. Pace off. Nothing to work with there for Suno loose. Had to settle for the single. And 4 singles and a dot. One away from 150, which wouldn't have been in their wildest dreams when they were 5 for 2 at the second over. Diana Baig being ready to charge in and take the new ball in a matter of moments, in about 15 minutes from now. Pakistan star. Hello. Last ball. That shanked out to long on as well. What a fine over from Deandra Dottin to finish. Just 5 runs coming from it. The Tornadoes finish on an even 150 for 2. A partnership unbeaten between Taylor and Suno loose, worth 145 from 111 deliveries. The biggest stand of this competition. Taylor, the captain, 78 not out from 54. 8 fours and 3 sixes, a strike rate of 144. And Suno loose, 66 not out from 58 balls. Got motoring at the death, 7 fours and a 6. And appreciated by the teammates as they make their way off the field here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. So the Tornadoes lost Devine and Callis, who starred in their previous outing inside the first 9 balls of the innings. Kavisha direct hit, Knight direct hit. But from there, Suno loose and Stefani Taylor got them out of the hole, consolidated, went through the gears and teed off at the end. 150 for 2, that'll be tough to chase. With the ball, Norris, frugal, no actual wickets taken by the bowlers because they were 2 run-outs, but Norris was the most efficient on show. Heather Knight was a bit expensive towards the end there, going at 8.75 runs and over. 7 bowlers used all up. So the target for the Barmy Army is 151. It's going to take some chasing. Stick with us, and after the break, we'll return with the response.
Welcome back to the Fairbreak International, sponsored by SDG at the Dubai International Stadium. That is a fascinating scorecard. Divine Callis both run out, and then that massive 145-run partnership between Luce and Taylor. With me, Izzy Duncan, and no bowler took a wicket.
And here are the highlights. Going to be some early wickets here, direct hits, lightning here. That was Karisha, the UAE with that. And this is going to be Heather Knight, names beginning with K. Direct hit, 2 run-outs, the only wickets to have fallen. And now we're going to have the Master Blasters. Luce and Taylor, smashing it all over the place.
And we are seeing them smash it here, but they were quite cautious at the start of the partnership, then accelerated brilliantly towards the end. Some of the cleanest hitting I've seen for a long, long time.
Great rebuild here, and the largest partnership of the tournament, worth 145 between these two. Quite magnificent. 150 up, that's a very competitive score from what we've seen. Good foot movement, skipping up the pitch, making room here, and lofting it over the ring. 4. In total command. Taylor, 78 not out. Here she goes again, cutting this time. It's backward a point. All power, throws the hands through it. Just doesn't carry to the fielder. It's too short. Put away. Once again out the ground. Teeing off. Non-stop, isn't it? Out the meat. Both of them at it, having a party out there.
There's a real crack of the bat when Sune Luce hits the ball. You can hear it in all our replays. It's superb timing, but she's got a pretty good blade out there as well. So 145 partnership, 150 for 2 the total. There's a few fascinating things happening. And then Norris went for 21. Her first ball went for 4, and then it wasn't until her 4th over that she got a little bit of tap. So she actually bowled quite well. Sana gets the death overs as well and suffered a little. The Andrew Dot used for Romana, not quite as penetrative as we saw in the first match. Heather Knight, her offies copped a bit of tap. So everyone's under 10s, around the 8s. Some decent bowling, but 150 is, well, we've seen 2 170s is.
Yeah, we did on day 1, didn't we? And we're on a different pitch now and slightly different conditions. Unusual scorecard there.
So the Barmy Army need 151 runs off their 20 overs. Well, we're back after the break. Welcome back. We're here at Dubai International Sports Stadium to see if the Barmy Army can chase down the Tornadoes 150. And this is how they made that score in quite a fascinating way, in fact, because they lost Devine and Callis to runouts. It was 5 for 2, and then the Army could not take another wicket. In fact, a bowler hasn't taken a wicket in the match so far, but that's one of the best comebacks we've seen from two quality players.
Huge partnership there, 145. There are some highlights. We're going to see some blasting here, down the ground. Again, just slashed away. It's all Taylor. Here she goes. 3 sixes in amongst that. Stylish and masterful. In control all the way. Slower start though between those two.
That was Stefani Taylor. It takes two to make a partnership, and Sune Luce wants to get started slowly, assess the conditions. I think we're in a spot of bother. 5 for 2. And that combination of power, that's just a solid piece of timing. Smith Heather Knight's bowling. That's a classy innings. 66 off 58 for the South African. A wonderfully controlled comeback by the Tornadoes. Let's see what their bowling does. Katie Martin just coming across the pitch, then didn't get a hit. And she's a very good player, the Kiwi wicketkeeper, and can play a lot of big shots, but Luce and Taylor were just too good at the moment.
Deandra Dottin, we know what she can do. She's hit the fastest century in T20 internationals of 38 balls, strike rate of 126. She's dangerous. The scalp they'll very much want. Barmy Army scalp of Dottin.
And her opening partnership is the UAE girl, Kavishu Kumari. Good strike rate for her as well, 113. Will be up against the world class Diana Baig from Pakistan. Great economy rate, 5.7. T20 cricket, you'll take that at any stage.
And a dual international. She's also played football for Pakistan.
Tighten. Well, I'll just have a look at the bowling. I'll have a look at it when the ball disappears over the fence. That's not what your opening bowler expects to happen.
These West Indians, they've got a lot of front, haven't they? Not frightened to tee off from ball one. This is what we like to see. This is incredibly entertaining.
This is T20 cricket. Diana Baig bowled a decent delivery. It's full, it's straight. Didn't swing too much, so she'd be disappointed about that. And they're just going to check that's fine. There's nothing more of that delivery. But straight and full. Go and chase it. And this one's almost as good a delivery. And Deandra Dottin makes it 11 off 2 balls.
He's up there with her strike rate. Destructive and disheartening for Baig. See how she comes back from this. Just 11 off 2 balls. This power play, quite astonishing. Just rocks back, uses the crease, gives herself room, frees the arms. Dottin on fire here, 10 off 2. Bisha just a spectator at the other end. The score now 11 for 0.
Yeah, say if I'm bowling, I'd ask that question as well. Bowlers hate that. Everyone hates no balls, but bowlers in particular. But at the replay, I think Baig's been pretty toughly done by there, because as a result of that, that was a free hit second ball, and it's actually 11 off 1. Dotton's gone into a shell.
They're like gold dust, these singles. We've only been dealing with boundaries. And in the last innings, all we've seen is boundaries. Here's Kavisha, opening the batting.
Is responsible for that opening run out. Sophie Devine.
Absolutely.
Brilliant piece of fielding.
Direct hit. Here it is, it's huge. Teeing off, 6 and a 4 to open the account there for Dottin. Well, she's in form, Kavisha. She's from the UAE. She's just played Hong Kong in a bilateral T20. She scored 50 not out and 61 not out in the first and third of T20s. Seeing it well.
That's a confident stroke, and here is trouble. We're about to have... Wow, I thought that throw was on line, but... It's going to be another run out. Let's see. It's a great shot, but you can't run on the shot. You've got to pick the gap. Maybe a straighter throw was trouble. Riaz there. It's full, swinging, that'll be another boundary. So a gift for Kavisha Kumari. Terrific start from the Army. This is a complete converse of the Tornadoes start.
And you think the Tornadoes are 2 wickets down in that power play. Within 2 overs, they'd lost 2 wickets. 21 for 2 after 6 overs. And the Tornadoes were batting.
That's the end of a very eventful first over. 16 for no loss. Deandra Dotton's got an appointment somewhere tonight. She wants to get there in a hurry.
A hot date somewhere. She's getting on with it, chasing 150 here. Well, they won the toss, the Barmy Army. I was quite surprised that they chose to field, but they like to chase.
It's always an interesting discussion about who wants to chase, who wants to set. Some sides just prefer to set a total, runs on the board, the pressures that come if you can get a side away to a slow start. Others, we don't care how many you get. If you get 200, we'll try and chase it. We're good at that. It's always an interesting one.
Opening with spin. Some leggies here from Sunny Luce. That has been a characteristic, I think, of today's opening with spin. You've got a bit of pace at one end, spin at the other. Just playing around with the pace, trying to upset the batsman, not allowing them to settle. Kavisha's the new bat out there. The opener. UAE.
It's generally not a big turner of the ball. It bowls a good slider, a little leggy, a bit of a top spinner. That was the top spinner. And that's classic to T20 cricket. You try to bowl wicket to wicket, don't spin too much. A little bit either way. Pace up. Vishu Kumari, she's taking the Dotton example.
Well, if you can pierce the ring, it's likely to go for 4. Only 2 fielders outside of this 30-yard ring.
Lots of good things about that. Kept the head down, swing through the line. sweep. That'll be 4 as well. So Kavisha Kumar is joining the party.
Well, she's just watched Dottin hit 16 off that previous over, and she wants to join in. That run rate now 13.
Yeah, it's just a nice cricket shot. Goes over the top, is it all the way? We might have to check that one. Wow, what a start for the Barmy Army.
That was brutal, brutally struck. Flexing their muscles here, the Barmy Army. Has it hit the Toblerone full flush, or was it one bounce for 4? It's 4.
Just a 4 to finish the over. 29 for no wicket, the Army.
Quite a start here for the Barmy Army. Opposite to the Tornadoes' stuttering beginnings. 2 wickets early on in that first power play. Had a Divine and Callis removing the openers. Dottin. Firepower today.
Jaffa still gets 4. The Tornadoes need to take a wicket. This is a terrific delivery over the top of the middle. Just jumps in front of Katie Martin. The only bonus there was it didn't hit the helmet. That would have been an extra run.
Be 5 runs, wouldn't it, if it hits the helmet?
Terrific piece of fielding. Sune loose behind square leg. That's a nice save. That could be a worse start to this over. They've had the 4 byes. That could have been another 4 runs. But great fielding can lift you, can help, obviously helps the bowler. But they need a couple of stops at the moment. This is terrific. That was going with some pace, being bounced off the wicket square.
It's not easy bowling at Dottin.
Wow, absolutely double wow. I'll go one more, that's a triple wow.
This is stand and deliver. Lovely shot. She looks like the pantomime villain as well, the way she's strutting around. Fantastic cut shot. Just rolls the wrists over it and has powered out the middle of the bat. Scooted away for 4 runs. 8 off the over so far.
Dot, no. They put the long on back. That's another thing that this sort of hitting will do. It changes up standard opening power play field. So you put the long on back because you think Andrew Dotton will hit down the park, and she could. Saw that with the opening 6. And therefore the single comes, the ball goes up to mid-on, it goes through mid-on to long on. Nice touch, but no run. Taylor throws hard, well back up. Looks like Sitarana Marga out there.
Ooh, direct hit. She would have been a goner. Dive wouldn't have saved her. Taylor with a good arm.
Edge. It's safe. They might come back for 2. No. 3 overs gone. 39 for no wicket. The Army.
Right, let's have a look at this. Army. Yeah. really going for it here. 16 off that first over. That was all about dotting. Kavisha joining in. 17 not out now.
Yes, the construction industry in Dubai here is certainly flourishing, and they may well have built that first building there. Change of the bowling. Oh, Sophie Devine just slides one into leg stump. Cross seamer. Loose doesn't lift the back foot. Sorry, Kavisha Kumari doesn't lift the back foot.
Oh, nice, ready.
So here we've got pace off now. Not giving you pace, not giving you a spin. We're just going to go bowl slow and straight and see what you do. They've got the veteran on. 98 wickets, 100 games, and that's superb all-round numbers of Sophie Devine. Okay, 1 off 3 is a win so far for the Tornadoes. But the whirlwind Dotton is about to face.
Dotton just surveying the scene, eyeing up the gaps. High back lift.
Holding. There's a long on. Deep mid-wicket. Right side of your picture. Deep mid-wicket, far right of your picture. Rest in the circle. And the straight loft. Did you get all of it? Did you got enough of it?
Just taking full advantage here of this power play and dominating those two batters out there. Dot in, nice and straight, straight as you like. She's gone aerial. In complete control of that. Holds the pose. Bit of artistry. Galloping along this power play.
Oh, nice, Sophie, nice, man.
Well bowled. That's a nice over for the Tornadoes. Just a 5 off that, and the Barmy Army are still getting 11s. They're 44 or 4. So a little flattening of that curve, that red curve after that Sophie Devine over, just 5 off that. And that was an interesting contest because Deandra Dotton has hit the most sixes in T20 internationals, 105 in 122 innings. And Sophie Devine's hit the second most number of sixes. So perhaps Sophie understood what she had to bowl because she knows what gets hit for 6.
Well, it's Taylor now. Taylor to bowl. Bowl some tweakers. Just the radar's gone a bit.
Well, I think the umpire's going to check with that. Is it a no ball or a wide? Because if you miss the complete cut strip, it's a no ball. That one swung away. Little arm ball she's tried to start with. It got it all wrong.
Well, she's taken more than 200 wickets, so I'm sure she'll get the control back. I think it's the height.
That drift or swing, so it's a wide, not a no ball. So it went past the return crease before it got wide. So that's fair enough. Just a wide, but it was a decent wide. It was a good, healthy. You can't dispute that wide. And I like those in T20 cricket. One down the mid-on for 1.
Barmy Army wanting control here.
Quicker, wider. Victory for the bowler.
So we had 111 T20 internationals. We're putting the old timers on here.
She bowls that it's an arm ball that it flicks off the index finger. It is swinging. She just can't quite get it under control. A little contemplation on the way back. And overcorrects. That's a terrific shot. Terrific shot from Kavisha Kalari.
Anything loose here? Drifting down leg is just helped on its way by Kamari. Just seeing it well. If it goes for 4 more. That's 8 off the over. Had 2 wides. Barmy Army have the bonus point.
Bonus point inside 5 overs.
Here we go, Steph.
We're going to see that again this competition, but you never know.
Yeah, it's good, Steph. Nice, mate.
Well, these bonus points could be all important in the latter stages of this round robin. If we get some ties, this makes it more competitive. There's something to play for in those first 10 overs. They've snaffled it pretty easily here, Barmy Army.
Big appeal. Katie Martin is totally convinced that's out. Not sure if Stefani Taylor went up straight away. Joined in with Katie Martin, who's afraid to ask, as most keepers. Close look at it.
She survives, Kavisha. Kamari. We'll never know. We don't have a hot spot.
53 for 905.
Oh, down the leg side. Kiwi to Kiwi and buys. Pretty tough on the keeper. Katie Martin getting a workout behind the stumps today. And the leg side again, Martin unable to glove it. What's that going to be called? It's going to be called buys, and let me explain that to you. The reason why that's buys is in this tournament we're following more of the MCC rules, so if it's felt by the umpire that the batter could have got contact, played a shot to it, then it won't be wided. I don't think the keepers will be a big fan of that. Divine makes the adjustment a bit straighter. Got Georgie Heath in the commentary with me.
Hello, we are loving this fireworks show on a Sunday night. Barmy Army have come out absolutely ready for this fight, and it's going to be mega.
Down leg, top edge, it's up. Someone's under it. Oh no, Sitarana Margus, she's dropped Dodden. Oh, hands on heads, it's heartbreak for the Tornadoes. That was the chance. Into the next ball quickly. Let's see if we can have another look at that. Oh, it's heartbreak.
Well, here it is again. Sita Rana, she was in position, but just hard hands, perhaps just nervous when you're taking on Dottin in this kind of form. She's absolutely flying, and she's been given that life there, Deandra Dottin. You just can't be dropping her, can you, Mark? But it's 64 for none after that drop, and the Barmy Army are racing along.
Oh, and here's the drop. I just don't think Sitarana quite got under the ball, and when you're playing under lights, you've got to get right under. That's the power play gone. 64 without loss. A power play with some of the most powerful, destructive hitting that we've seen in this tournament. Andrew Dotton, world boss. Got crowd favourite Winnie into bowl. The Malaysians had a fantastic start to this tournament. She's a crowd favourite. She's done a huge job in the past for her Tornadoes team. Can she do it now?
Nice, Winnie!
Very cautious and respectful by Dotton.
I mean, that seems to be the first time she's been respectful to the ball at all today. Deandra Dotton is absolutely flying, and I feel Winifred Durasingham here, yeah, player of the match in the last game. She's just going to keep her cool and do what she does best. We've seen it. And yeah, this is really good from her so far.
Well, it's a quick run chance. The damage done. Yeah, Winnie's great. I mean, I had the opportunity to speak to her yesterday morning. She's very clever. She knows what she's trying to do. She likes taking the pace off the ball as we... Another look, it's safely back.
Yeah, it's good work here from Winnie. In that run out, that was Sitarana there. She could have redeemed herself almost with that scalp of a run out. All the only wickets we've had so far today have been run outs.
Down, Winnie, please.
Yeah, great bowling from Winnie here. And when I was speaking to her, she just said, look, I just got to back my ability. I know that if I just take the pace off the ball, it's very difficult to hit. I mean, looking at the wickets, she's second on those charts, and if she takes a couple, she might end up top at the end of this game. Full toss, cracked away. It's going all the way. Fielder on the boundary didn't even bother. It just started running towards the fence to go collect the ball. That's the end of the 7th over, 71 without loss. Toss, Kavisha Kamari, what a shot.
You see that bicep flex there from Kavisha Kamari.
Barmy racing along at 10 and over. Kavisha Kamari, not to be outdone by Deandra Dotton. She's getting in on the act too, striking at 126. Sliding on, Sine loose. They're going to be Stefanie Taylor looking to one of her experienced cricketers to take the pace off the ball and try and find the breakthrough. They had the opportunity. Deandra Dotton dropped. Dotton just happy to settle for the single.
Not something we've heard much of so far in this innings. Dotton settling for a single. He's actually almost playing second fiddle to Kavisha here.
Well, despite Dotton's superb striking earlier, Kavisha is striking fractionally ahead of her at the moment. And a great bowling change this so far. We've seen this many dots building up for quite some time. Well, dragged down. Damage done for the Tornadoes. This is a good over, and coaches around the world talk about getting in and getting out of your over without too much damage done. And Liz has got to get out of this over with 1 or a dot. And she does just that. Superb over. Barmy Army 72 without loss after 8.
The Fairbreak Effect NFT project has officially launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Owners of the NFTs gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, competitions, giveaways and future events. So head to fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code to stay up to date with NFT drops and chat with other fans live.
Oh dear. Katie Martin's having a time with the fancy footwork, but it's not going to stop the ball. That's another wide. Katie Martin having a very tough time. Some of it is kept low through the legs. Ole!
Here we go, Winnie.
Hopefully we can get her up in the comm box and we can just talk through about that at some point. Winnie doing a great job. She went for a boundary off her last ball of her last over, but this pace off the ball, it's going to be an important opportunity. It's putting the pressure on the batsman to create the pace. Hit this ball hard. Drag down.
Sorry.
Got a chance to look at the field. You see there's no one on the boundary behind square, understanding that the pace is slow and any shot that's going to be played is going to be in front of square of the wicket.
Nice, Winnie.
Another cry of nice Winnie. Katie Martin, great delivery and another dot. I mean, that's a phenomenal comparison. Tornadoes were 38 for 2 at this stage. Managed to sneak through a single there.
Yeah, that's great game awareness there from Dottin. You know, Winnie got a hand to that one, but Kavisha was backing up nicely, and Dottin, she's so rapid between the wickets. She was there before Winnie had even had the chance to think of the run out, so it's really good from this self-proclaimed world boss.
Oh, nice, Winnie.
Having a look back here. Back through the legs. Look at the spin on that ball. Oh, like a spin top. Last ball of the over, but it's still 11 off the over. Good one for the Barmy Army, and that's 83 without loss after 9. That most runs in the SDG Fairbreak Invitational. Well, ANTI-PIRACY has just been phenomenal, the striking that we've seen from her. But Dottin today, in her previous game, have started finding her feet, understanding this wicket, And her striking at the beginning of this innings was unbelievable.
Nice. Good, Sonny.
Sune Lewis is going to be key bowler for this Tornadoes side. Reasonably economical, relatively speaking. I think the hope is that she's going to be able to make a breakthrough, see if they can wrestle some sort of momentum back. High full toss. They're going to scurry through for one. Another direct hit, of which we've seen many, many today.
Yeah, that's Diana Baig out there from Pakistan, just getting a thumbs up. Yeah, in there, quick, one-handed diving. She's such a great athlete, and that's something she always talks about. She really works on her fitness. Now been 14 balls since the last boundary.
Have a look at this again from Diana Baig. Superb one-handed pick-up and straight into the throw. Great athleticism. And a Dotton plays that low, crushing shot. It's 4. It was 14, 15 balls since their last boundary, and they've broken the shackles. Outstanding from the world boss.
Yeah, she's just struck that so cleanly there. She knows exactly where she's aiming with that one. Maybe picking up the pace again here after...
Out she goes hard again. That was a great shot. You just see how long she waited for the ball. Play it right under her eyes.
Just planted her foot, swung her arms through there, Dottin, on the back foot. Fist pump.
One run to close out the over. That'll be 8 from it. Oh, no! Spoke too soon. Canadians let the ball through and hand up as an apology. Ouch. And that's the end of the 10th over, 94 without loss. Oh, dear. And that takes us through to drinks.
Well, at the halfway point in the Barmy Army innings, they're not so much on the march as they've picked up the Air Force and taken off. This enormous partnership. Dotton, would you believe that was first ball? So the world boss, Deandra Dotton, has been showing what we know she can do, but Kavisha Kamari from the UAE, she's joined the party. She's been terrific. These are two players who hit the ball hard, they time it well, they pick their gaps. It's been terrific partnership. None for 94 off 10. At the same time, the Tornadoes 47 for 2, so exactly twice their score.
Well, there's cover for that shot. Fielders converging. But Deandra Dotton, we're used to seeing this, and she strikes a ball with a raw power that is almost different to what you see from anyone else in the game. But what a remarkable innings this has been, going toe-to-toe with her, Kavisha Kamari. She's been brilliant. They're on exactly the same score, 36 off 31.
There's perfect symmetry in those scores, but players from different cricketing backgrounds. Call that a misfield, but that's hit very hard. It's hit to one of the best fielders in the world.
We're talking about the power of Dotton, but there's some from Kavisha as well. She debuted for the UAE age 11. She's still only 19. She's been playing for the UAE for 8 years.
Nice one, 8.
And she also became the first female cricketer to score a century against a male side in the Gulf Cup, which has been going for 20 years. So, a remarkable cricketer.
Oh, that's beautiful, Winnie.
Winnie's got a line and length back to where took the wickets the other night and got the player of the match. Just bowl it straight, give them no pace and make them work on it. That's Derissingham's strength. There's that scenery up there with the specs on. They could be an issue under these lights here. You can see the reflections off the lenses and the frames.
There are a few players in this tournament playing with glasses, I've noticed.
I mean, that's good T20 bowling. It's difficult to hit that hard anyway, so clever, cagey stuff from Winifred.
And that may be because of the glasses. I'm asking you as you wear them.
That might be just a misfield. The over finishes with a single, and it brings up the 100 off just 11 overs. The Barmy Army, 100, and they haven't lost a wicket. Well, it's the parting of the Red Seas there. That is a gulf. And that margin began with the very first ball of the Barmy Army's innings, which was a 7. And so, Maz has got to find out when the first ball of the game ever started with a 7. I'm going to have a guess at never, but he'll get back to us. Tomorrow night's fine, Maz.
If looks could kill, if looks could kill, you'd be 6 feet under.
Bold. Pace off Nadia Khan from Pakistan. Just only nice and slow. I mean, slowing the ball up works to a lot of players, not necessarily to that young lady on screen. Nice and gentle, make them put the pace on it. Try not to get it in the slot. Ball Yorkerish good, even a little bit short, but in the slot, and Deandra might go hard after it in the air.
I mean, she can create so much power anyway. Both of these players have shown they can, but they really need to put the brakes on big time.
Just a little off-cut as Taylor feels just a hint of a run, but her brilliant stopped that.
And this is tight so far from Alia Riaz.
Ooh, little off slidey things, seam up, take the pace off. That little seam ups. That's well inside the line. Kavisha, that's good umpiring. I think she should have been on earlier.
Well, she's done brilliantly so far. Let's see how she gets out of the over. They've had a habit of looking good, the bowlers, at certain times, and then getting belted on the last ball.
And it's in the air, and it is dropped. Diana Baig hits the hands hard. Oh, well, they've dropped a couple. 12 gone, 103 still for no wicket. Little slow drifters. Get through it early, off the toe of the bat. Guys, so running in at that height, they're not that easy.
Well, Diana Baig, the experienced campaigner, just dropped that woman, Kavisha Kumari.
Sitarana Marga. Left armers. Running in, they're not that easy. Another opportunity, doesn't carry. Well, Diana Baig almost had the chance to make up for that immediately.
Well, Sitarana Marga bowling now, and she is the fielder who dropped Deandra Dotton on 22 off Sophie Devine. So those drops proving extremely costly.
Sitarana Marga from Nepal. Respect from Dotton. Lack of respect.
Completely dismissive. Just down on one knee, carved away, pulled hard. Just so much power in that base. And the way she watches it all the way to the boundary.
This is in the air, and I think that will be 6. A great start to the over from Sitarana, but a great finish for Deandra Dotton. Third umpire will get a look at this. Come off the middle of the bat, little inside edge, but it's hit on the full. Ooh. Certainly hits the ground, but doesn't hit signage at the same time. No. Third umpire just checking that last shot from Deandra Dotton off Sitarana Marga. I think that'll be 4. Just landed inside the long on fence. Fence rope, Toblerone, pad A-frame. No, well, I don't think that was 6, was it? 4-6?
Oh, that's a wide to start with. First up from Alia Riaz. And a lot of extras tonight. 24 extras all up, 11 wides, 12 byes and a no ball.
Touch to go with the power. They come back for 2. She will have to hurry, and I don't think she has. Aggressive running, we love that. Plenty of intent. This might be the breakthrough. Katie Martin has to come back a long way, but she gets there. And that's experienced wicket keeping. Don't panic when you've got some width. Kavisha Kumari's outstanding innings to keep up the scoring rate with Deandra Dotton is just magic stuff. But it comes to an end. We've had our 3rd run out of this fixture.
Well, 3 wickets in the match so far. All of them have been run-outs. The latest one to go, Kavisha Kumari. She departs, Barmy 116 for 1.
Laura Vulvart from South Africa. It's a new batter, batting number 3 for the Barmy Army. She's out there because the 3rd run out of this match. 3 wickets to fall in the match, all run outs. A little gift first up. Toss on leg stump. Well, you often talk sometimes when you can't get a wicket of bowling for run outs. That's all we've seen in this game.
It is. On this occasion, it was a lovely, deft little touch from Kumari. And she was off really quickly. Dotton wasn't interested in the second one. Kavisha was going for the danger end, and she took the dive. But the work there by the keeper, Katie Martin, showing all her experience.
Throwing the bag back on the fence. Giving Dotton 1, and that brings up her half century of just 39 deliveries. The world boss has certainly been bossing them tonight.
She has. She scored an unbeaten 80 off 59 against the Falcons. She's on a roll.
Laura Vulvart gets another full toss on leg stump. Better placement this time.
Well, it's pretty rough when you're in a position like this. The opposition hurtling along in their chase. You get a wicket, and who comes to the crease but Laura Vulvart.
Will add to the sundries.
Great word, sundries, not used often enough. Much better word than extras. There's the 4. That's too easy.
One is stuck in the hand. He's bowled a couple of tight little overs. There's 3 off a first over when everyone's been pounded. And that was that's really got stuck, that one. Back on the mark. Vulvart chases hard. Dotton called, said 2, turn quickly.
Well, twos aren't easy with these small boundaries. The Petter, the Austrian, the throw, that was a run out. But we saw their twos are difficult. They've thought about it again there, so they're really pushing it. They need 24 from 36, so they don't really need to. The Barmy Army, 127 for 1 at the end of the 14th.
Andrew Dotton just breathing hard there. They picked up the pace in the running just the last couple of overs. Oh, that's got to be close. Yes. Titarana does it again. The first bowler to take a wicket in this match.
And aren't they delighted about it? Laura Woolvart certainly isn't. Here's a look again. She tossed it right up. It's a little bit of turn, but it was pitching right on middle. Very little doubt. That is a much needed wicket. It might have come too late. It's not going to hold back the celebrations. Woolvart departs for 8. Barmy Army 27 for 2.
Into the skipper. Smooth waters. It's just hit a fraction of chop.
Well, talk about smooth. Smooth as you like as far as the stroke goes from Heather Knight. Swept beautifully. Just after the wicket to fall, she's a strong sweeper, and there was vacant land behind square. She made the most of it.
Yeah, lovely, see that.
Nice adjustment from Magar. Let's just have a look at the wicket. No way forward, but below the knee roll. I like not mucking around. Wants to get this game done and dusted.
Sweep for 4 first ball. Down the pitch and dry for the second. I think that qualifies as a lusty blow.
Yeah, see that.
I get a touch of technique with it. Another sweep, and Knight places it brilliantly. She's got 12 off 4 deliveries. Titarana does give the ball a lot of air. That one doesn't quite come down, and it drifts into leg stump. If that's off stump or outside, you've got a chance of defending that offside. Knight takes this from outside off down to long on. Consummate professional. The 15th over finishes with the Barmy Army sailing home, 140 for 2.
The 50 from Deandra Dotton came out firing inside the power play, reaching the milestone in 39 balls. Adam Collins, Isabel Duncan picking up the call. 11 runs later from 30 balls. And that previous over of 13, it brought Knight to the crease with a wicket from the first ball, but then she strikes 3 boundaries and effectively breaks the back of the chase there and then. I wonder whether they look back on this game, especially Stefani Taylor, whether they'll regret bowling Siddharana Magar that over, because they're going to have at least one quality bowler not bowling out their overs. And sticking with Riaz here, I'm surprised to see that as well at this particular juncture. Easy couple. He's going through it. I mean, there are...
Yeah, when you look at the bowlers they've got in the bank there, they've got 2 overs for Baig remaining. 1 for Luce, 2 for Devine. And even Stefani Taylor has 3 there to play with. So, but the decision is to go with Riaz. She needs to step up to the moment.
They're looking at it here. Diana Baig's bowled 2, Suno Luce has bowled 3. So there's 3 overs there. There's a couple for Devine, 3 for Stefani Taylor, who's a superstar. Not quite sure why bowlers 6 and 7 were bowling what have effectively turned out to be the decisive overs of this game. Have that. Heather Knight gets them within 5 runs of victory. She struck 19 from 7. She's been there about 3 minutes, is he?
Here she is. She's launching it. Gets that front foot forward. Gets underneath it. She knows exactly where the fielders are. She bisects them beautifully, those boundary riders. 4 fielders out there. She's getting on with it. 5 runs required now to win this match for the Barmy Army on the chase.
Heather Knight could have opened, but elected to come in at 4. Gave Kavisha the opportunity, making 43 from 42, laying the foundation with Dotton.
Plenty of time here for the Barmy Army. Just breezing through, like the captain, to Dottin. 50 off 39 balls.
That celebration, we're going to see a bit of that in a moment. Dottin shanked it, chance at long off. I say she shanked it, still knocks it all the way for 6 and wins the game in the process. Now they can dance. The Barmy Army get their 2nd victory. They win by 8 wickets with plenty of balls to spare. 25 balls to spare, the biggest margin in terms of balls remaining in this competition. And to think where they were at the start of this game, losing 2 wickets, their openers both run out early in the game, the Tornadoes, only to then fight their way back in and post 150 to just capitulate with the ball. It was a volatile game, Izzy, but in the end, they've cruised to the line, the Barmy Army.
It has been unusual, hasn't it, when we take a look at that scorecard. But yes, those 2 early wickets, the Tornadoes fell, were back in the hutch. The Barmy Army chased hard right from the beginning, out of the blocks hard. Dottin scoring a boundary off her first ball.
116 runs stand for the first wicket, which took them into the 14th over. The 2nd wicket in the 15th over, they get it done in the 16th. And the dart celebration for the Barmy Army can commence. They won their first game, dropped their 2nd, win their 3rd. And Deandra Dotton, unbeaten on 56, sealing it with a 6. She struck 3 of those in 5 fours, a strike rate of 140. Backing up her unbeaten 80 in the 2nd fixture. Right up towards the top of the runs in this comp. Heather Knight, 20 not out from 9 balls, a strike rate of 222. 4 fours in 9 balls, just to make sure of it. It was the big partnership off the top. The Tornadoes ended so well, getting to 150. The back end of their innings with Suno Luce and Stefani Taylor was quite outstanding. That big unbeaten partnership for the 3rd wicket, but an early drop catch, which was so costly, Izzy. And then Woolver was there briefly. Knight finishes the job. Dotton in top form.
Absolutely. It's all about that opening partnership, isn't it, between Dotton and Kavisha. 116 for them. So here are the bowlers. We have one genuine wicket for a bowler because we've had 3 run-outs in this game. 1 for 24 to the left-arm spin of Magar. But certainly hit around the park, most of these bowlers. Baig only bowling 2 overs, which was a surprise as an opening bowler. But plenty of balls to spare following that.
So Stefani Taylor and Sune Luce, that huge partnership coming in when the score was 5 for 2. They put on 145, got the Tornadoes a very competitive tally, but the Barmy Army were in cruise control. They struck 71 runs in the first 7 overs. Dotton the majority of those. Kavisha, a young player on the rise, plenty to like about her game. And eventually it was Heather Knight, 20 from 9 balls at the end to make sure of it. They win by a mile. So the end of our double header here at Dubai. Stick with us through the break, and when we return, Mel Farrell will be pitch-side with the presentation.
Welcome back. Let's go straight to Mel for the post-match presentation.
Yes, indeed. Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation of match number 9 of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between Tornadoes and Barmy Army, live from Dubai. Well, what a match. The Tornadoes, they were in their first, lost 2 wickets in the first 2 overs. And then a remarkable partnership between Stefanie Taylor and Sune Luce got them to 150. The Barmy Army, some big hitting, got them there within 16 overs. It was incredible to watch, a wonderful match. In the end, it was a big 8-wicket win for the Barmy Army. So I'd like to start, though, by thanking our sponsors, of course, for their continued support, SDG Impact Fund and Gencor. First of all, we're going to have the Player of the Match award, and the Player of the Match wins a smartwatch. Tonight, it's presented by one of our match officials, tournament umpire, Simon Taufel, who's going to present the award. And tonight, that award goes to Stefanie Taylor and captain for her innings of 78 off 54 balls. Super. Just smiling for the cameras.
Beautiful.
Well, Stefanie, you get the watch, don't get the win tonight, but well, what a match that was. I mean, to lose 2 wickets like that and then put on such a wonderful partnership, that must have given you some real confidence going into the second innings.
Yeah, I mean, where we started wasn't the best. Losing, Sophie there in the first or probably second over. I said to Sune, we just need to rotate the strike and try to build a partnership. And I thought she did, really well to get going.
What about then the second innings? You're used to having Deandra Dotton do that to the opposition when she's on your side. It can't be as much fun when she's doing it to you.
Well, I know what I get with Deandra. She's going to play, her role, and that's the type of player Deandra is, whether she's playing for West Indies or, she's playing for another team. But I thought she batted really well, and she bowled. The last over was terrific.
Yeah, it was indeed. Well, commiserations on the loss, but don't go home empty-handed. You've still got 2 wins from 3 matches. Enjoy your day off, and we'll see you back here soon.
Thanks much.
Well, time now to get the winning captain up. She won the toss and was pretty happy with that, so I'm sure she's pretty happy with the win. Heather Knight, congratulations. What a match that was.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I thought the way we bowled was really good, particularly in the first 10. We restricted them really nicely, fielded really sharply, and it was a really hard wicket to defend, short boundaries. So we thought at halfway stage they're probably a little bit under par, and really confident, fearless batting performance. Amazing fielding. You yourself were involved with a direct hit run out early on, and Kavisha as well, who was absolutely brilliant. What a game she had. They did sort of build back again to sort of make it a big challenge for you, though. That's a big score on this pitch. Yeah, I think it was a really good wicket, and obviously under light skids on a little bit, so we thought they were a little bit under par. And I thought the way Deandra and Kavisha approached it was outstanding. And I think to see Kavi learn from the last few games and go out there and be a bit more aggressive is what this competition is about, and really pleased for her the way she played, and Deandra again putting in a really match-winning knock. Well, in the end, 8-wicket victory. You had 25 balls to spare, so a big win for you. Again, enjoy your day off. Might be playing golf or something, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Great. Thanks, Mel. Thank you, Heather. So that is it here from Dubai this evening after our second match. The Barmy Army victorious by 8 wickets.
And a big congratulations to Barmy Army, cruising through the second innings. Let's take a moment to look at the league standings. The Falcons still have 9 points. We've got Barmy Army after today's win are sitting at 8 points. We've got the Tornadoes with 7 points. We've got Team Spirit with 7, the Sapphires on 4, and last on that list is the Warriors only with 1 point. And Jeff, let's have a quick chat about Stefanie Taylor. She seemed a bit quite surprised that she got player of the match, but her innings were brilliant and she rebuilt that batting.
Well, you were quite surprised she got it as well.
I was.
But after being 5 for 2 with 2 of their big players out, Sophie Devine, Stair Callis gone, there was going to be a lot of pressure on them, and Stefani Taylor just took on the bowling with the way she can, and it was that unbelievable partnership between her and Suno. Those two veterans of world cricket, let's face it, they are the cream of the crop, these two. But at 2 for 5, we did not think that they'd get 150. It was interesting, Heather Knight saying in the presentation that she thought they were a few short. Well, they were a lot short in the end, but 150 seemed like a good score. And Stefani Taylor, you know, top scoring for the match.
Yeah.
And doing it under pressure. And that's what's so good about these players. They could do it under pressure. And at least she got her team back in the game when they seemed like they're in big trouble.
And someone who also batted quite well is Dotton. Unbeaten 56. She seems to be quite consistent with the bat.
Well, Deandra Dotton, when you hit the first ball for 6, you're facing an international bowler, and the first ball from Diana Baig is it's a signal. Straight, square. It didn't really matter. She's got to be the most powerful hitter, I think. There are lots of good hitters in world cricket, but there's something about Deandra that's so powerful. And once again, I'll just go back. When you hit the opening bowler, first ball of the innings for 6, back over a head, that just sends a signal to all the opposition and sends it to your team that I mean business tonight. And that was pretty impressive stuff.
Really impressive. And someone else that was impressive was Kavisha, who supported Dotton so well at the top.
Kavisha Kumari kept up with the run for run. And to say that about the associate player, about the UAE player, she hit a few long balls, but she also used placement and timing. Good sweeper. You know, they're top quality shots. They're shots we expect of our top ranker player. And I think Kavisha Kumari has sent out a message tonight that she is in a top rank, and hopefully people are watching around the world say, well, we might get hold of her for one of our other T20 leagues. That was pretty impressive.
I mean, that's what we want, right? For other teams to be able to get hold of her.
And as you compare her, she batted with Deandra, so there's a direct comparison between one of the best players in the world and an up-and-coming player. So people can watch that and go, well, Dotton's going, well, all right. I think at one stage they were both 42 of 35 balls, so they were both tied, and yet you thought Deandra was a long way in front of it because she was hitting the 6s. But yeah, pretty good stuff from Kavisha Kumar.
Definitely. Jeff, it's always good chatting to you, and thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next couple of games, right? Definitely. Thank you so much for also tuning in. But before we go, let's take a quick look at the games that are coming up. It's a rest day tomorrow, so that means we'll only be seeing you on a Tuesday. And that is match number 10. It is the Warriors versus Team Spirit. And match number 11 is Barmy Army versus the Sapphires. And from me, Leseho, and this incredible team of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament, we will see you on Tuesday.